Weekly update for Friday, March 9th. And a good example of why you always want Aardvark Mannheim to make a mistake with your order. Dave Fisher made the mistake this time auctioning the week's worth of Cerebus and L strips twice. The February 9th series of 7 strips. He auctioned it twice, and what are we going to do? I'll tell you what we're going to do. The guy who won the second auction of the February 9th strips, Ken S. of Bar Harbor, Maine, is going to be getting a package of 14 strips, which are actually much earlier than this week's strips. And Cerebus and the Manticore, I'm telling you, I'm not Groot, I'm a suicide. The suicides, Suicide Grove, that guy who looks exactly like Groot from Guardians of the Galaxy. The Triplicate Girl strip, reimagining Spider-Man #6. The Fondue strip, Fondue. We got a couple of Francis and Cerebus discussing psychology, psychosomatic, schizophrenia, and we've got Jingles strips. Jingles, and then Cerebus and Satan, and another Jingles strip. Batvark Might in the Flesh. This is probably Jingles' only chance to get his autograph on Jingles' encapsulated Batvark number 133 in 9.4. Batvark Woman's publicity agent, where he's riding Ace the Batvark Hound. I'm not just making this stuff up, you know. Another Batvark Might, and this time with Batvark in the first panel, and Cerebus's entire body is missing, but he's got his head stuck on the guy who's decapitated. It's a long story, and the battle over who gets to deliver the bag of Doritos in season 2 of The West Wing to Caitlin Schumer of Passaic, New Jersey, the Amazon drone system. And there you go, 14 strips for the price of 7. So Dave Fisher contacted Ken, and Ken said, yeah, works for me. So I have personalized those and dated them all 7 March 18, which is actually today, the Wednesday when I'm recording this. And those will be going out in the mail. And we're only going to have 2 auction items this week. We've got the second week of Tales of Sophistication, the Iron Manticore. So just like last week with the first 7 Iron Manticore strips, you will be getting a photocopy of Benjamin Hobbs' original cover mock-up for Tales of Sophistication featuring the Iron Manticore, and a clean copy of the Iron Manticore for my use in doing reductions and paste-ups for this week's strips. So this will be the number 2 of 3 batch that goes into making up issue number 1, Tales of Sophistication, the Iron Manticore. And we'll have 7 more next week, and then another 2 just to finish off a 24-page issue. And then it will be on to Iron Manticore Demon in a Bottle, I think. We're just going to go segue straight into that. And the only other auction item this week, this is a print that I used to send to Cerebus art buyers back in the Cerebus TV days, and you can see it's got the Cerebus TV logo in the corner, and art auctions on eBay. And this was my recreation of the cover of Cerebus number 67, The Sermon on the Chimney, and actually a recreation of that page. You can see the villagers around the hotel in the bottom panel there. And I had also done Vark Night, and what was the Savage Dragon one called? Varky Night, or Savage Drag Vark. And actually David Birdsong found that online, and the Vark Night online, and has done a couple of very funny covers for a Swamp Thing parody, and also a parody of the original House of Secrets appearance of the Vark Night, of Swamp Thing, that you might have seen already on A Moment of Cerebus. He said he was going to post them there. So looking forward to doing that. But anyway, this is signed Dave Sim, number 2 out of 22, and this is from 2010, and we will be accepting bids on that when we get to that auction, but we're going to slow down on the auctions a little bit because things are going pretty good. We're I think about $400 or $450 ahead of expenses on doing these eBay auctions, and paying Dave Fisher to put the auctions together and do all the shipping. And even with the shipping included, I think we're still at about $400 to the good. So we will be doing more work out back at Camp David, and I'm just going to switch over there now and show you some of the things that Rowley and Fisher will be working on. Okay, this is about the closest that we've got to anything being actually completely done, and that's the correspondence, which was a lot of work for Rowley. You can see all of these correspondence boxes starting at A and going up to H, and then I, and going up to P, and Q, going up to X, and then when he ran out of those letters, then it was time to do A1, B1, C1, D1, and through there. And then when he ran out of those letters, you got A2, B2, C2, D2, etc., 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 all the way down through D6, G6, H6, and finishing off at I7 is actually the most recent correspondence box. That's all of March, or all of February 2018. And the next stage after that is going to be getting these labels done. Cerebus Archive Correspondence, box number 03. And you can see the original plan was just to handwrite from and to the beginning date and end date of the correspondence in the box. And what Dave Fisher is going to be working on is actually inputting all of the dates so that they're printed on there. It's a permanent archive, so the less that we have handwritten on the boxes, the better. So that'll be the next big job for Dave Fisher, while he's also working on the digital files on the correspondence, because a lot of the correspondence has people's addresses on it, and those addresses have to be taken off, and that has to be done individually. So a lot of work for Fisher on that. But if you're asking where is the money going for all of these auctions, this is what we're trying to keep going, is the preservation and storage and basically getting everything organized with the archive. This is Rolly's shelf inventory list, which he prepared. Basically, Dave Sims' roadmap to Camp David. If you're looking for something back here, that's Rolly's guide to where you're going to find it. So many thanks to everybody who has been helping with this and who has been giving so generously in these auctions. We will keep doing the preservation as long as it's possible to keep doing it, and how long we're able to keep doing it is up to you. So thank you for joining us, and hope to see a bunch of you next week for the March 16th weekly update.